Take cover! Now! Form up!
Kingdom Come Deliverance II is a game that apparently has a lot of success. It also is one of the few games released with a huge budget, and it does not have any stability issues.
A rude awakening, eh? Oh, knock it down!
Okay, so the game has a lot of improvements, but still, I did not like the game. I still think that the first game is better. In the first game, you understand who you are. You meet your friends, you meet your girlfriend, you meet a girl that's interested in you, and you also meet your family and you try to not disappoint your father. After you understand your world and you form a connection with them, a war starts and you start losing everything. Then the real gameplay begins. You don't know how to fight, you don't know anybody, you almost lost everything, and you barely have a bed to sleep. Meanwhile, let's talk about Kingdom Come Deliverance II. You start in a world that you know nothing about. You don't know anybody, I don't care about anybody, so I think the intro is kind of useless, because it doesn't matter what you do. And you don't really care what you do, because you don't have any options in doing anything useful. After this, you go back in the past and you see Hans, somebody that you know, an old friend. So I was thinking, finally, somebody that I know. And while I understand that this is still the intro of the game, I still didn't see anything interesting. I did not care about the letter and I don't care about the other teammates.
Should I call you Mister?
Females! Let's go to them.
Sir Hans.
Oh, shut up and let's go. But quietly. We don't want them to spot us.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
Hans.
Pana je u muzyky, śmieje se na hasniki, klient jedzi, Pana sama sedzi, Alleluja do nieba, Alleluja.
What is it? That's that woman from the pond. Or the one you gave us away for.
I've heard that witch. Wench!
What I tell you? What are you waiting for? She can vouch for who we are.
You are gay.
Okay, so finally, let's talk about the issues. Part 2 doesn't try to be historically accurate. And it's not because they want to improve the story or make something amazing from something that wasn't so amazing. You also have a lot of illusion that you have a player's choice, but you don't. Whatever you pick, it doesn't matter. And I'm not talking about Hans being gay or the black guy. Also, they are put very far in the game so that you don't notice in time. Or you don't care anymore because you are invested in the game. So this is the reason why they put huge tits in the game. Because they want to fool you that the game has no ideology first. And I seriously don't understand how people can have fun with this garbage game. They fool you that your choices matter, but they don't. So I got bored really fast when I saw that it didn't really matter that much what I choose. No important character dies because of your choices. I mean, I think one guy dies close to the end, but it's nobody important. You cannot do anything to the black guy, you cannot punish him, you cannot talk shit to him. When he brags about his shitty country being better than yours, you don't have an option to say something back. There is absolutely nothing horrible happening to him. He's a black guy in a very violent country with people that not only they will say awful things to you, they will surely make life hell for you if they see that you are from a different country. Especially when is war going on. when everybody is usually more nationalists. And with Hans, you also don't have any options to make fun of him for being gay or do anything to him. I mean, they say that you have player choice, right? And I didn't reach that part because I got bored. I saw other people playing and I know all the options. I'm okay. And apparently, Kingdom Come Deliverance cares more about protecting some made up characters that should not be in the game instead of making a good game. They tell you that in the first game, Henry was his own person, and you played as Henry. Now they tell you that Henry is whoever you want to be. This is why, even if in the first game he wasn't gay or anything like that, now he can be because player choice. But how is player choice if I don't have the ability to change anything? Even at the beginning of the game, you barely can make any important changes. Even when you kinda have some choices, the game tries to make sure that they tell you you made the wrong one. The reason why people love The Witcher is because you had player choice. And even if somebody made different choices from yours, it wasn't always black and white. And you always could create a debate why your choice is better or his choice is better, because the game didn't force a choice being better than another. Kingdom Come Deliverance instead gives you a good choice and a bad choice. Or a bad choice that still is a good choice, but you get scolded for it. If you want me to play a game like this, make me have multiple choices and make them seem important. Do you know how many times I reloaded Witcher because I wasn't sure if I made the right choice? It felt that it mattered. And most of the choices weren't so black and white. And that's how it should be. Next, let's talk about the characters. Almost everybody treats you like shit. The game didn't manage to make me care about anybody. And the other thing that didn't matter were the objectives. One was to give a letter to somebody. Yeah, I don't want to do that in a video game, because the game didn't give me a good reason why I should do that. I mean, they told me why it's important, but they didn't create the right atmosphere. It's like, let's say in the first game, they don't show you the evil guy killing your family and your village, but they start the game after that and they just tell you, oh, this guy killed your family, now go and take revenge. Again, it's not the same thing. The writing is awful. You must show me why the letter is so important. You must create some emotions. All I felt was boredom. I cared more about making money to go to the bathhouse than doing the mission. And if I cared about that instead of doing important missions, then I will still play the game because Catherine has huge tits and yeah, apparently that's enough for some. I mean, that is great to have in a video game, don't get me wrong, but just because they added some fan service, that doesn't make the game fun. At least not for me. Fan service is great when it's added to a good story or great gameplay. And Kingdom Come Deliverance II doesn't have any of that. At most, everything is mediocre. It's Ubisoft level, the old Ubisoft level. When you do a mission, most of the checkpoints are very far apart, so the game just tells you to go from one part to another. And unless you meet a thief or something like that on the road, you barely interact with anything. And oh yeah, at least at the beginning of the game, when you barely have a life, and you are rarely able to save the game, many times you may have to reload a save from 1 hour ago. Not only that, the fact that your skill is not important is also annoying. At the start of the game, even if you have good armor, if your stamina, agility, or even health is very short, there is no way you can win. Even when you block an attack, the enemy can recover very fast, block your attack, and attack you right back, and you have no option to protect yourself. So your skill is not important, your level is important. I never cared about the older Ubisoft games. I mean, at that time, Assassin's Creed was a great game, and they also made other great games. But then they started making a lot of mediocre games. It didn't matter because they still had a lot of fanboys. And they made enough money. Now they care more about representation, DEI, about what's trending in the moment, so a lot of people lost interest. My point is that this is what Kingdom Come Deliverance II is. At first they had a vision, they wanted to create something great. They had an idea for a great video game, they had passion for video games, and they wanted to tell a story. They did what they knew, what they could, with what they had. Meanwhile, I felt like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 did not have a story to tell, and the gameplay didn't improve that much. And one more thing, why are they called nomads? They are gypsies. Oh yeah, I know why, because the game wants to be politically correct.